Hey everybody, this is Sydney coming to you before the podcast starts. So you might notice with this episode, it's a little shorter than what we've been doing the last two episodes. Essentially what happened was, as I was editing, I realized there was at least 30 minutes of material that could be considered inside thoughts. I decided to cut some stuff out. So yeah, that's why it's shorter, but we hope you enjoy.
Oh, fuck.
You're so dead, bro.
Welcome to the Princess D&Diaries. I'm Sydney.
And I'm Max.
We're actually live in the same room together having a shootout. That's
Yeah.
So a lot has happened since last week. I'll start us off by saying we're now on YouTube as well as Spotify.
Woo!
And we have a TikTok account.
And TikTok!
And Tickety Talk. So actually, our TikTok's been doing pretty well.
Yeah.
Max was the one, it was their genius idea. I was asking, like, what should I clip? What should I put on the TikTok? And they were like, oh, we should put the John Dungeons and Dragons clip in there. So I did, and it's got 11,000 views right now. And it's got a lot of
Insane.
Yes,
Insane.
A lot of feelings about John Dungeons and Dragons.
Which, like, fair enough, because I had a lot of feelings about John Dungeons and Dragons. Yeah. So, like, I get it. But I thought people were going to be more on our side in embracing the joy and whimsy of JD&D.
Yeah, it feels like when you post a liberal TikTok and then it gets put on, like, the wrong side, and then you start getting, like, massive amounts of hate from, like, and you're like, oh, Jesus Christ. Or, like, I wanted gay people to find this. Why is this woman with thin lips and bad fucking crayon eyeliner commenting on my video? Yeah, people had a lot of opinions, but it was interesting because it was very much like 0 or 100, because people were either having the same thought process as us, was like, oh, it's funny, the people that are like being haters are just being stupid. Then the other side, so people were like, the name John in general is a dumb name.
Crazy.
And then a guy named John commented on that comment. I was like, oh no, like, we're contributing to cyberbullying right now.
We are the cause of cyberbullying happening right now.
Yes, this is what they tried to squash in the Obama era. And
Obama would be so disappointed in us.
I know.
And that's a tagline for this podcast.
Yes. And we're on record saying it.
And we're on record saying this.
In fact, if you go into caves in ancient Egypt, there's hieroglyphic etchings of us saying that on the walls.
Yeah, it's so crazy. You can just see two of the figures that just kind of look like Sydney and I. It's really beautiful. It's a miracle.
Mm-hmm. And it's even with my she-they haircut that I got recently.
Yeah, we have to talk about the she-they haircut.
Oh my god, yes, not Dungeons and Dragons related, but also kind of Dungeons and Dragons related.
Hey, could be.
Exactly. I got a haircut recently. I have really long hair and I chopped it all off. I used to have really short hair, but it's been a while. So I just keep calling it my she-they haircut. And actually my male coworker, I realized him and I have the same haircut the other day, and I was like, oh my god, like,
divas.
I should just I'm like, I should just start dressing like you. No one will ever know the difference. Like, meanwhile, he's like 7 feet tall and I'm like 5 foot long.
Wait, actually, this is crazy. We've never met in real life. Except for the nights that I'm in your walls. But
I was just about to say I'm under your feet right now.
Yes. Oh my god. How tall are you?
How tall am I? I'm
5'1". Oh my god, wait.
Short, yeah.
What did I think? You were like, in my head, you were like, this is crazy. In my head, you were like 5'7".
Oh my god. You were like, Sydney's got legs.
Sydney's tall.
Seen them, but I'm imagining them.
In my head, you were just tall.
No,
and maybe I'm like 5'4", pushing it. Pushing it. Like, maybe 5'3¼ but like
when you've put your back up against the door frame and your parents are like putting the little etch to see how tall you've grown, and you're like, I need to beat my siblings out, so you go on your tippy toes a little bit.
Yeah, unfortunately,
that's what pushing it means.
my parents are divorced, so I've never had my head measured over a door frame before. But that sounds fun.
Wait, divorced parents don't have door frames?
They do. I think they've just got stuff going on that they're not like,
Okay.
hey, we should measure our child's growth. They're like,
Yeah.
I hate my ex. Your dad sucks. And I go,
Yeah.
okay, hey mom, can you measure me? And she goes, no, I'm too busy filing divorce papers.
I'm too busy trying to get zero custody of you. I'm sending you back to your father. You know what? That makes sense though, because I feel like the reminder of the passage of time would probably be a real downer to a divorced parent. But speaking of divorce, actually, this has nothing to do with divorce, but
great segue.
Yes, great segue. Back to John Dungeons and Dragons.
Yes.
So I went looking for the post because when I was editing that and you're telling the story, like even as I was editing it, I was fucking pissing my pants laughing. I was like, this is so funny. So I was like, let me go find the original post. I will look for it. I'm thinking like, oh, it's gonna be like 1,000 upvotes at least, you know, like a bunch of comments, and it was like 10 comments, 15 upvotes, and it was from like 20 days ago. So it's been like almost a month that it's been up, almost a whole February.
Whoa.
Yeah, whoa. Just that.
Whoa.
And I was like, oh my god, I can't believe that this hasn't blown up more. So then I commented and I said, I'm on your side. Like, this is so funny. My friend read this to me for a TTRPG podcast that we do. And so John Dungeons and Dragons himself, he asked, he's like, what is this podcast that you're talking about? So I linked the Spotify, I linked the YouTube, and he fucking listened to it. And he also gave me an update on what happened. Oh, and then join Max's Discord.
Okay, so my sleep schedule has been really crazy the past couple of days. So my sleep schedule has been like just wild. So like yesterday I slept until 2:45. So Sydney is texting me things and I don't see it until way late. This morning I wake up to John Dungeons and Dragons joining my Discord channel. And I was like, fuck, guys, everyone get in line. Like a celebrity is here. Like I'm like, I have no one I can tell because you are the only person who's going to be excited about this and you facilitated this. Like, this is all thanks to you. So I'm just like, oh my God, guys, JD&D is here. I'm freaking out. So that really made my day.
Yeah. It felt as big as when Z-Way got George Santos on her television show. Not that John Dungeons and Dragons is a villain or compared to George Santos. Let's get that clear.
First and foremost,
John Dungeons and Dragons is a victim.
Yeah.
Obsessed. John, if you're out there, if you're listening, love you. I want to get him on the pod.
I think we should get him on the pod. I said it last time. I'll say it again. I want a bumper sticker for JD&D so bad.
I want to get a beer with him.
I want to get I think we should get a beer with him. I think we should make that happen. Maybe 3.
Somebody say even 3. And I said that because I'm in your walls.
Because I'm in your walls.
I'm under your bed right now. Oh, the update that I did get from him was he said, after a ton of arguing in the group chat, I decided I didn't care enough. So I agreed to make a new character. He's compromising. Already he's giving. He's giving a lot. Yeah. Not taking anything at all. No. This was already a big compromise. Because in the first session, JD&D already made some significant bonds with NPCs, so I had to start fresh again. Once again, a victim. Yeah. Already, this DM,
100%.
Not liking what he's putting out for our boy. I made a half-orc wizard and named him John Saving Throw. So already coming with another banger name.
I love that we're keeping John. We're not changing the first name.
No.
Saving throw, phenomenal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then when I announced this at the start of the second session, the DM already looked kind of annoyed at me and didn't even answer. Boo. The session started, and 1 hour in, the DM suddenly had enough of me. Well, barely even speaking a word to me. I could totally feel the vibes were off, so I scooped after the DM made another big sigh when he had to mention my character's name again during roleplay, looking annoyed at me. And that is the legend. Dungeons and Dragons.
John, if you end up showing this to your party, this is a message to your party.
Fuck you.
Fuck you. Mm-hmm. Learn to laugh. Learn to experience joy and whimsy in this world. In this world, things are hard, but in D&D we have joy and whimsy. So, fuck you for taking away John Dungeons and Dragons and John Saving Throw.
Mm-hmm. And you know what I have to say to that?
What you guys can't see is me seeing Sydney be on her phone while I'm talking and going, I wonder what she's doing. And then the app, when you use the shots, the flashlight goes off. And so I just see the flashlight like popping off. Oh my god.
Mm-hmm. Oh, something I've been getting real into sound comedy recently. As you know, whenever we've been playing, I've been using the soundboard in Discord.
Okay.
That was my actual phone. That was an app that I got that's a gun. Which actually, wait, can I read? Oh god, sorry.
Oh my god.
I shot my cock off. The notifications that I get for having the app are so crazy. Yesterday, 5:16 p.m. Hello, hero. Ready for war yet?
What?
And then 2:03 a.m. this morning. You are the greatest hero on the world. Not in the world. On the world.
I took a hit. And then because of the 2 a.m. one, choked on it.
I was scared. I was
That's
like, why am
terrifying.
I 2 a.m. And the app is called Gun Simulator. So Gun Simulator is sending this to me, and then today at 10:03, I don't know why there's always like the time is always divisible by 3, but angel numbers, I suppose.
Angel numbers.
For the Gun Simulator. Don't play with real guns. They're dangerous. ... I'm like, that's a threat.
That's actually a threat.
That's a threat and a promise all in one, all encompassed.
And I'm scared.
I'm quivering in my boots.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so that's what I have to say to John Dungeons and Dragons' party.
Yeah.
Oh,
wow.
Another update from last time. So last episode, I did my rant about how I wanted the movie Ghost Ship to be taking place in space. And I said, I want the Ghost Ship fandom to come find us. And lo and behold, because we also gained 80 followers on our TikTok after I posted the John D&D one.
Which is so crazy.
Yeah, we're at 90 followers right now as I say this, but I just so happened to be looking at all the people that were following us because I was like, oh, let me follow some of these back if they're also D&D content creators. I wanted stuff on our feed to repost, and
Yeah.
And somebody in their fucking bio said Ghost Ship Enthusiast, the 2002 movie. I pissed my pants. I was like, this is the greatest gift I could ever ask for. This is more memorable than my wedding date will be.
Did you message them?
Yes, I did. I messaged them. Their name is Lola, and sorry, Lola, I don't know your pronouns off the top of my head, so I'm going to use they, them, so that it's gender neutral. But I messaged Lola Ghost Ship, that is their legal name. I was there. I signed the birth certificate.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my god. I'm like, I see that you just followed us. And then I explained that I literally talked about Ghost Ship and wanting fans of Ghost Ship to follow us on the previous episode. They were like, oh my god, I have to listen. That's so funny. So now we have 2 reoccurring characters, which is John Dungeons & Dragons and
Lola Ghost Ship. That's so iconic of us, honestly.
Yeah.
For this being our 3rd episode, and we've got 2 reoccurring characters.
Yeah. Those are our IRL NPCs.
I love
but
that.
but not in like an insulting way. Not when like
No.
kids are like, oh, skibbity toilet, NPC, or like whatever the fuck they say. I don't know. I haven't been around a child in forever, and let's keep it that way.
And let's keep it that way.
And you know what? Let's keep it that way.
Tuesday session. We didn't play Monday.
We did play Tuesday, as Max mentioned.
Tuesday game. I have to talk about like my great shame that happened that game. I genuinely feel like I blacked out a lot of that game because I was so like violently sick to my stomach, ashamed. Here's the thing, is I play a really cringy character. I play Stormy, who I like, he tips his fedora, like, milady. He's just like, I love him. He's a freak, and I'm obsessed with him. But I was like, I should come up with some, like, things for him to say. I'm gonna kill myself. Okay. So, I have a Notion page of notes for Stormy that I had written down some things to say, and I want you guys to know, these were, like, really cringy. To the point that I was like, I don't even think I'm gonna use these. Like, these are so cringy that I don't even think I'm gonna use them. But I had them in my notes, because whoever sees my notes, you know? Well,
who would think?
Andy, who would think, you know? Andy, our DM, goes, hey, we're going to try using the new D&D Beyond map feature that they're bringing out. And someone was like, oh, I'm on mobile. I won't be able to use that. And I said, you know what? I've got a big setup. Let me be a good Samaritan. I'll stream it. I'll be, you know, I'm a kind soul. I'll volunteer to stream it. So we stream it. I've got everything pulled up. They're on separate windows. So in my head, oh, Discord will stream the one window I said to stream. Why would it stream a separate window? For so long, and then I wasn't looking at my notes, and they had scrolling down to the bottom. So they weren't even the actual things I needed to read. My cringy, like, catchphrases I was gonna use was up for so long, and Cindy was like...
mockery.
And vicious mockery.
Yeah, the stuff you were gonna say for vicious mockery.
No, yeah, the vicious mockery. I'm like, it's the most cringy shit that I was gonna use to, like, cast vicious mockery and then say something, like, funny. And I was like, I'll just, like, write some down. But then I was like, honestly, no, I really don't like any of these. I'm not even gonna use them. They were on screen for everyone to see for so long. And Cindy messaged me and was like, dude, your screen, like, your notes are up. And I blacked out. I slammed my mic mute button, and I literally was like, what the fuck? Like, almost like, I couldn't even pay attention. I felt so bad. I was so, like, spiraling. I was fully spiraling. Messaged my friends, was like, guys, I'm so embarrassed. And they were like,
I have to leave the internet.
I literally was like, I might have to leave the game. Like, I am like,
what?
I'm so embarrassed because they're just cringy. And then I was like, okay, he is a very cringy character, so it's not like I'm sitting here being like, ooh, yeah, these are good. I'm writing these. Yeah. I feel like I should pull up and read.
Oh my god, please. Because I didn't read what they say. All I saw was, okay, so from my perspective, because I was having a hard time getting it open, and so then I was like, oh, I'll just stream it. Max had their character sheet out, and I'm thinking, oh, Max is technically savvy. Max streams. Max knows that their character sheet's out right now. So I'm like, I'm not going to say anything. And then it wasn't until that I saw that Max had their notes open, I was like, oh no. But I didn't read what they said because I'm like, this feels a little personal. Because if someone went through my notes app, I would be institutionalized.
Yeah, I feel like I should be institutionalized. I keep thinking of it and going... Okay.
Guys.
The first one I think is actually the worst, but I wrote this one and was like, this is gonna be really cringy. Mm-hmm. This is you fumble. This was gonna be if there was like maybe like a bad guy. If there was maybe a bad guy who like kept like missing hits or something. I was gonna say, you fumble more. I'm gonna kill myself, actually. The fact that I can't even read them is like... And then now imagine your whole D&D group witnessing these notes.
They're reading it. It's like when you write a letter and a card to somebody and then they start reading it out loud. You're like, stop!
Stop!
Stop! No!
I just have to get it over fast and quick and not think about it. You fumble more than me rizzing up a baddie. Spins and uses the fushigi ball like a yo-yo. Or I could have sworn I was dealing with a real threat. Look like I was wrong. Like spins a fushigi. Like, these are really cringy things, okay? But I was like, I'm playing a cringy... It fits Stormy. So then I had to be like, this is what the game is. The game is like... The game is like being a little cringy, because like I feel like there is something to when you're role playing as a character is like you have to suspend that I'm playing make-believe. Yeah. Otherwise you just can kind of feel a little ridiculous. So I had to do that with this and be like, you simply can't be embarrassed about this. One, you love this group, so you don't want to leave this group. So what's your other option? You have to get over it. Like, I simply had to. But yeah, so if I seemed really out of it on Tuesday's game, it's because for about, I would say 90% of it, I was crumbling in a deep, deep shame pit that I barely managed to get out of at the end.
I felt so bad for you, but also it was like, if it was gonna happen to anybody, I'm glad it was Stormy, because at least like it just like fit. It fit the vibe. Like,
it really is.
Happened to him.
Yeah, that would absolutely happen to him. He is like that, which honestly, I play what I know. So like, it's fair enough. It just felt like I was like, oh, I'm mortified. Like, I don't think I can go on past this.
Good thing we play on voice chat, so you didn't have to show your face.
Oh my god, dude. If we were on cameras, I don't think I could have hit it, because it was like a visceral body reaction. Like, it was really bad.
You were in the corner, just curled up. Oh my god.
I kept rubbing my face. I was just like, what the fuck are we gonna do?
Did you almost wish I didn't say anything and you were just like oblivious to it happening? Or are you glad that I said something?
No, I'm glad that I know that everyone has seen those, so that if I ever was like, you know what, like, I am gonna use one of these, it's like, I wouldn't use it, and then it's like, everyone has seen this already.
Yeah, we're like, we know, Max. We know.
We know. So I think I saved them to read. I'm gonna delete it now, because every time I see it, it fills me with shame. So they're deleted. I never have to see them again, and it's done now.
They were good for Stormy, though. They did make me laugh. I feel like they would have been hits.
Yeah, unfortunately, the shame has not exited my body, and I'm thinking about it to this day. So, Tuesday group, if you're listening, I need you guys to know, I know they're cringy.
Let the record show. Another thing that happened on Tuesday's game was our characters went to this college, this university, and everyone was sheltering in place because there's all these monsters that are out and about. So then our ranger, our tiefling ranger Rory, who was very distrusting of people, he didn't want to give his name to the people because, like we mentioned last week, there's a thing going on in that game with doppelgangers. So he's like, okay, I think that these people might be doppelgangers. Let me give a fake name. So he says his name is Jobrim. Fails a deception check, and he's like, and he's also Southern. He's like, I'm just joking. My Jobrim was my dad's name. So then, as we and he's the first one to introduce himself in the party. We go to the next person, Favis, our bug warlock that we've mentioned before. Favis goes, my name is not Jobrim. And then Stormy introduces himself, of course, tipping his fedora. And then we get to my character, and she's like, well, I'm going to back up what shit Rory was on. So she goes, "My name is Jobrim. I'm his father." Mind you, she's a 3-foot goblin from New Jersey. She does not look like anybody's father. So we just kept going with that bit. So then our ranger Rory eventually is like, he's trying to get us out of the room because they give us some information, and he's like, okay, I want to try to heist the thing that they're talking about. So he goes to my character and he's like, "Pa, you know," he's like, "Can you you never taught me how to unbuckle my belt, and this one's real hard. Can you come to the bathroom with me and teach your son how to unbuckle his belt?" And we just like kept going with that, and she's like, "Okay, gonna help teach you how to properly debelt yourself." And it was just
Were you
crazy.
also? I'm pretty sure you said that Karma was topless during all of this. Yeah.
Yeah. She was still topless from the
Still
beach
topless.
episode.
Yeah.
She went to a university and was talking to university students topless, as one does.
I was doing that last week. Yeah.
Those are also on the etchings in the cave that I talked about before.
When we do meet and greets, it's actually fully topless. This is gonna age really bad if one day we do meet and greets. Oh, you know what? I used Starry Wisp but I flavored it as a deck of cards, like throwing the deck of cards, and Stormy decapitated a snake like that, and I just thought that was kind of fun. I love reflavoring.
Another thing I wanted to talk about, so Max knows this, in my real personal life, a lot of the people I work with are British and Australian, and I love their accents, especially with my Australian coworkers. Like, I love listening to them talk. It's so fun. And so it's been nice because now that we're starting to play some new games and, like, do some new characters, it's been nice for me to hear, because I'm like, oh, I can listen to people with different accents talk and then, like, maybe try to mimic it.
Yeah.
I don't think my accent is good. I might try it for our new Sunday game that we're joining, but it's also just, like, it's so fun to work with like, British and Australian people, because they do, like, funny things, like, okay, instead of saying, like, "Hey, how are you doing?" or, like, "Hey, what's up?" they say, "You all right?" And the first time that happened to me at work was my one coworker was like, "You all right?" And I looked like shit. And I was, like, thinking, I got so defensive, because I'm thinking, like, he's trying to tell me, "You look sick, bitch. You look busted." So I'm like, "Why are you asking him? Do I look sick?" He's like, "No, that's just what we say when we're trying to ask, like, how you doing. That's just a British thing." So I was like, oh. And another thing is, all my British friends, they'll put little X's at the end of their text messages, and that means a kiss. And now I get all, like, sad when I don't get a little X from them. I'm like, "Where's my kiss? Where's my X?" Well, actually, I can't say that. HR will call me, but
HR will call me. HR look into her. I feel like being very, what's the way to put this? Really into Harry Potter fan fiction for so much of my formative years introduced me to a lot of British culture. And for that, I am so thankful. You know what's so funny is I've actually never seen Paddington, and Paddington keeps coming up on my timeline. And I'm almost like, okay, I get it. We love Paddington. It's kind of like how Ben Wyatt in Parks and Rec feels about Lil Sebastian, where it's like, I don't understand the Paddington thing. Yeah, Paddington is my Lil Sebastian.
I genuinely think you should watch it, because I had the same feelings about Paddington as well. And then I actually watched it, and I was like, oh, this movie fucks. Like,
I feel like I know it's gonna, but I'm almost like, if I'm gonna cry, I'm not doing it.
I don't think I cried.
People say they, like, cry during Paddington.
I don't know. Maybe they just, like, came too hard.
They came too hard?
Yeah, you know, sometimes you come and then you cry if it's, like, too much. You know.
Why are they coming so hard during Paddington?
Would you fuck a man bear?
In Baldur's Gate 3, Halston is a
Balls Out Door
character.
Gate 3.
Balls Out Door Gate. Sorry, my bad. I can't believe. Fuck. I can't believe I fucked that up. In
God.
Balls Outdoor Gate 3.
Stupid.
Idiot. um, there's a character named Halston, and he is a druid who wild shapes into a bear. And I guess during the, like, sexy scene with him, he, like, shifts into a bear and then goes, sorry, I got excited, and then, like, shifts back into a human. So it's, like, kind of bear fuckery. And so right now we're at the point where we could start romancing him, and I'm like, guys, do we fuck the bear? I guess is my question.
Do we?
Do we? It's like Thor if he could turn into a bear. So like.
So let's talk about church.
Yeah.
We should talk about our characters for the new Sunday game.
Yes. We should.
I'm so excited. I will start this out. We talked about this last week because Max was like, oh, it's, I completely forgot what the plot even was. I just wanted to play with Andy more, or DM.
Yeah.
So it's going to be like a space opera. So it's using the regular Dungeons & Dragons system, but it's taking place in space. Andy described it a little bit more like Firefly than anything else, but I have never really been a huge sci-fi person. So, not that I have anything against it, it's just, like, not been particularly, like, something that I go looking for. So, I've never seen the original Star Wars, and I've seen Rogue One, and then I've seen the first of the new Star Wars trilogy.
Okay.
Did they make 3 or did they make 4?
I don't remember. So, I grew up seeing...
Movies.
Yeah, I grew up mostly watching the first 6.
Yes. But I had never seen the first 6, so I'm like, you know what? Let me watch Star Wars, because I'm sure there's going to be some sort of references, and I'm not going to understand them. I watched this movie. I was under the impression that Darth Vader does not speak. I thought all these years, I'm 27 years old, so this is 27 years walking on this earth. Anyone ever mentions Darth Vader or shows a video of him, it's of him breathing. It's just of him breathing or saying, Luke, I am your father. So in my head, in my little brain, I'm like, oh, he doesn't talk in the movies. What makes him so scary is he's walking around not talking until the movie where he's like, Luke, I am your father. And then the big reveal is 1, he's related to Luke and Leia. 2, he talked. And then think of how gobsmacked that I was.
Dude.
When 5 minutes into the movie, he's given orders, and he's James Earl Jones, Mufasa himself, is giving directions to the Empire. And I said this to Max, and Max was like, you're fucking insane for not knowing that.
I cannot believe. I guess I grew up, my mom loved Star Wars. That was like her favorite movie. She was obsessed. Wait, repeat that? Not measuring her children? Yeah, she didn't have time. She was talking about her divorce and Star Wars.
If there's one thing about your mom, it's that she loves Star Wars and her divorce.
Exactly.
And that was it. A woman of 2 interests.
Woman of 2 interests. But, like, I can see now, like, okay, yeah, mostly, like, the like scare of Darth Vader is him heavy ass breathing, like, you know, stalking forward, or Luke, I am your father. So I see it, but it's also just so crazy to me that like like I guess I just like don't even know, like it's so funny. How are you liking them?
It was, I haven't even finished the first movie yet because I put it on while I was printing paperwork. But the other thing is that I also didn't know that like Obi-Wan Kenobi was like a real character. Because I knew that, I knew Obi-Wan Kenobi, you're my only hope.
Okay.
I know that he's a character in the new ones with hot Darth Vader and Natalie Portman. But I didn't even know that like him and Han Solo met. Like, I didn't know that they ever were in the same room together. Because what I knew about Star Wars is that there's a war. Luke and Leia are siblings. Spoiler alert for all the people like me that haven't seen this movie yet. Darth Vader's their father. Yoda rides on Mark Hamill's back. There is the Force, and then also Luke's like fake parents on the planet die, and that's like how he gets propelled into this adventure, and that's what gives him the reason for like, oh, I want to join this fight and help take Darth Vader down. But what I pieced together of the movie in my head was, oh, that happens to Luke where his family dies, and then he goes to Obi-Wan Kenobi, and I'm thinking that he's just like, okay, yeah, you just gotta go save the girl. I'm too old. I've Obi-Wan'd my last Kenobi. It's time for you. And then, to my surprise, they go to the fucking cantina together, and then he's the one that's going to Han Solo, like, we gotta get your ship, like, I'll pay you. I've never seen them, literally where I've paused it in the movie right now is, like, when they're in the Millennial Falcon, and, like, Obi-Wan's just, like, right behind Han Solo. I'm like, I didn't know that they met.
That's so... Honestly, what I wouldn't give to watch Star Wars for the first time and just, like, see the Millennium Falcon, see, like, just all that, and just experience it for the first time. That's so incredible.
Oh, and I didn't know that they had CGI.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah.
When they pulled up the CGI, I was like, what? They had CGI in 1977?
I looked it up. It's been around since the 50s, which is insane.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was, like, really good because it's, like, because, of course, like, I know that, like, the newer Star Wars, like, uses CGI and shit. And I would even, and like, I've seen Jar Jar Binks, so I'm like, I know that there's, like, CGI, but
biggest op is Jar Jar Binks.
Jar Jar Binks.
My biggest op. When I worked at Disney, I loved working in the Star Wars area just because, like, it was air conditioned. Yeah. It was usually empty, so you would just, like, goof off. But I hated Jar Jar Binks, and there was a guy who could do his voice really well, and there was a lot of dark corners in that.
Did he work there?
He worked there. Yeah.
Okay, I'm like,
yeah. Just some man.
Like a seasonal pass. Yeah.
Oh, I mean, that was a reoccurring thing as well, but he would say, like, Jar Jar Binks stuff, but then talk to me and, like, say my name, and it would just echo in the halls, and I would be like, where the fuck is he? It was so scary. I really don't like Jar Jar Binks. He is my biggest opponent, I fear.
Biggest op.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I knew that Jar Jar was CGI, but I was thinking, like, oh, it's all practical effects in the first 3 movies because it was so long ago. And then, to my surprise, the fucking stormtroopers riding on that, like, big dinosaur lizard thing. And then there's those little rabbit things that look like kangaroos that, like, prance around. They're on screen for a second, so I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's been a minute.
Yeah, and even Jabba the Hutt. I'm like, did Disney Plus go back and superimpose the CGI years later? Yeah, I had no idea that it was CGI. So that was actually kind of cool. Oh, because also, I guess, why I thought that was what it seemed to me was that Star Wars, the first one, was made as a super, like, low-budget film. Like, they didn't think that it was going to take off, and, like, it becoming big was kind of, like, a pleasant surprise. I'm over here thinking that George Lucas is there taking the scissors, cutting a paper mache to make this goddamn movie.
It's an indie film.
It's an indie film, yeah. I'm thinking that he made fucking Florida Project, like, with $2, but yeah, they had CGI, so
yeah.
So far, so good.
They're so good. Are you doing the movie release order? Or chronological? Yes. Yeah, movie release order, I guess.
Yeah, because it's because I know some people are into watching it in chronological order, and the same thing with Marvel movies, but, like, how, in my brain, I'm like, okay, but you're getting information from the order of which the movies came out, because it's like, I can't think of, like, an exact example, but it's like, if I'm watching like the first Captain America, I forget when World War II happened, but so don't ask me when World War II was, because I won't know.
I do want to say the only reason, actually, I could be super wrong about this too. I'm confident in when World War II was. Molly, the American Girl doll, I read all her books,
Yes.
and
Oh my
hers
God,
is
love
about
her.
the war, but now I'm like, fuck, was it about the First World War or the Second World War? And now I don't remember.
I think it was the Second World War. I do specifically remember from the American Girl Molly books is that she had to like she was collecting scrap metal so that
Yes.
they could like smelt it down and make bullets.
Yeah, and I remember her mom making her birthday cake out of something different because of like food rations and
Mm.
stuff. But I don't remember if that was the first. I want to say it was the second because I think the first was Kit. But they never talked about Nazis in Molly's
It was
books, so
Kit was the Great Depression. Yeah, no, it was before the Second World War because it was
yeah.
Great Depression and then the Second World War is what brought us out of the Depression
Yeah. Yeah.
because wars are started to make money.
Yeah. This is a history podcast,
This
guys.
is this is a Star Wars and history
Yeah.
podcast. Moral of the story, I don't know when World War II was, but it's like I can't even like think of an example. But like cuz if you're watching in chronological order, you'll find that like stuff that comes out later in like the series, it's like they'll do like big plot drops and you're like, "Holy shit, that's what that meant in this movie." But if I haven't seen the fucking movie beforehand, I'm just going to be like, "Okay, so and so just said cock and balls. Like, what is that? I don't know what that means."
I don't know the
That's what
significance of cock and balls.
yeah, like, oh, you know what? Actually, for example, if like watching Rogue One first out of all of the Star Wars movies, it's like I don't have a real grasp or understanding. They're making these movies with the assumption that you've seen the other movies before, so that these things that they're referencing, these plot drops, are going to make sense to you, but it doesn't because I haven't seen them.
That's totally fair. That movie felt really big. Like, I went in watching it being like, okay, oh, they just need like a money grab. Like, they're just gonna do a side plot of something that was mentioned, like a throwaway
Yeah.
line, really.
In the first
Um,
3 seconds of the first movie,
yeah. And then
in the
watching
title
it,
scroll. Yeah.
I was like, whoa. That brought so much more impact to the franchise. I don't know, I'm a huge fan. We probably got a
It's
lot of Star Wars bros yelling at us in the comments right now. Keep them coming.
keep that algorithm coming. This is what I put on TikTok, and I'm just like hashtag Star Wars, hashtag
Yeah.
Reddit, hashtag just like all the things like chill dude, all the things that like guys go on.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Rogue One is so good. The reason I loved it so much because it's a war movie, and I know I can't remember when World War II happened, but I do really like war movies. I'm just like a divorced dad. I was like I'm like, oh my god, this is like just like watching Saving Private Ryan. Like it's such an emotional roller coaster.
See, I don't like war movies. My divorced dad movie guilty pleasure is any movie that's like White House Down or Channing Tatum is going in to save the president.
Yeah.
That's the type of shit I eat up. He's like ex Secret
The pre-war
Service.
movie, yeah.
Yeah,
He's
that's the kind of
stopping the
shit I
war.
love. He is
Yeah.
stopping the war.
Your
Yeah.
dad is preventative. He's like, I'm not gonna let the next step happen. I'm gonna keep it from happening. Your
Yeah.
dad, if given the choice, he would shoot baby Hitler if he had a time machine. Was that too out of pocket?
It was just so funny because it snowballed so fast, and I was like processing all of it, and then oh my god.
Yes or no? Would your father kill baby Hitler if given the choice?
I don't know. He's Catholic. He might be pro-choice.
He's-
He's pro-choice post-birth,
yeah.
or pro-life post-birth.
Yes. Oh my god, like that one from 0 to 100. I'm so sorry for that.
It was so funny. Oh my god, my cheeks hurt from laughing.
I was thinking of funny things.
Our characters for
Oh my god, yes, we didn't even
yeah.
talk about the characters. I went on a fucking Star Wars and World War II rant. Oh my god. Yeah, do you want to talk about your character first? Because I've been talking a lot. I have so many
Yeah.
words. I accused
I
your
got
father
you.
of not killing baby Hitler.
Okay, so I am playing Atlas. I'm considering doing an accent. I'm considering maybe a country accent because I think that's
Ooh.
all I could really realistically do for a long amount of time.
Can we get a snippet?
No. I got so nervous. I haven't practiced today.
Read
I'm
your
gonna
stormy quips that you wrote down in the southern
Oh my
accent.
god. The thing that I'm like that's deterring me from maybe doing it is I do feel like this might be my first serious D&D character I've ever played,
Mhm.
and I'm
Yeah.
honestly a little nervous. Not that I think he's going to be like very serious, but his name is Atlas. He is a Goliath paladin.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm starting with Oathbreaker.
Mm.
And basically, Atlas had a group of adventurers that he was sworn to protect. Um, and in it, maybe found a lover. Because by God, I have to make every single one of my characters gay. That's just
Period.
the way the
That's
cookie
what D&D is
crumbles.
all about. Yeah.
That is what D&D is all about. If you're not making every character gay, what are you doing?
Get the fuck out.
Anyways,
Take your broke ass home.
take your broke ass home. His party dies, and I don't know why yet, but they're all gone. So Atlas has been wandering alone for a while, and he's going to meet this group of.
Yeah.
I like didn't know what adjective to say because like if I was talking to like our Monday game, I'd say like this ragtag like group of misfits, but like
Yeah.
I don't
We
know
haven't
what
played with
like
these.
we
Yeah.
haven't played with these people yet. Yeah, they're two sessions in, and we're gonna be hopping in. Um, but yeah, so yeah, oath broken paladin. He broke his
And
oath
what
to
was their oath
protect.
that they broke?
The oath was a protection oath, so it was to protect the people they were with, but something
They
happened
did.
to him. So, and now he is scared to form connections because everyone just leaves. Everyone just dies. So,
Say that in a southern accent now.
okay,
Everyone just
hold on.
leaves. Everyone just dies.
I actually can't do it.
Is it because Matthew McConaughey is
Yeah,
southern in
100%.
Interstellar?
This character is based off of what if Matt Damon's character from Interstellar wasn't evil? Loosely. Just like the vibe of being alone for so long, I was really like, I thought that would be a fun thing to play into in the game. But I'm also like, oh shit. Like, as we were discussing it during session 0, I was like, this is gonna be sick as fuck. And then I was like,
Yeah.
how the fuck am I gonna play this? I'm used to playing Maggie, who slaps people across the face and then kisses them and then goes, 9/11 is coming. Or Stormy, who is like a Chris Angel fan. Like, I don't know how I'm gonna play, like, a man who has been alone for 10 years and, like,
Going
is.
around.
Yeah.
Heartbroken. I think you're gonna do so good though. Like, cause I know that you've been wanting to play a paladin for forever.
Yeah.
And just because he's like a little bit more serious, like it doesn't mean that like you can't find like the silly moments in that. Cause I would say like also just like being like the deadpan character or like the serious like man in in a group, like that's all, like there's also so much comedy in that. I don't know, I think you're gonna do great. He's heartbreaking. I love Atlas already.
I'm going to be listening to a lot of NADPod. I usually do, but their current campaign, their new one, Skaldova, because Brian Murphy is playing very much a straight man who is still very funny. And so I'm going to be looking to him for inspiration for sure.
Yeah. Ooh, that's fun. Oh,
all right.
I'm so excited. And our characters are going to be best friends.
I do envision, actually, I'm going to say what I envision after you describe your character.
Okay. We're playing Sunday for the first time with them. Yeah. But my character is currently unnamed because she is a fire genasi, wild magic sorcerer. She is a fallen star. So kind of some of the lore that's happening in the game right now is that all these stars in the galaxy are blipping out, and they're kind of hiring this like retired group of like space adventurers to kind of check it out. So, and then Max and I are playing like the newbies in the group. So my character was a star. Something happened. Some sort of magic turned her into a mortal. And now she's a fire genasi. And so the group is gonna go to a planet, and a meteor's gonna hit, and they're gonna be like, hey, something happened. You should go check that out. And then they're gonna find her butt-ass naked in a crater. I'm also, if there's one thing about me in my games that I play with Andy, is that my character has to be topless at all times.
Yeah.
Ariel is out, but I'm really excited. But I think it's going to be really fun too, because I was going to name her one thing, and then I was like, oh, wait, like, I think it'd be more interesting if, because the group finds her, if I let them name her. And so right now her placeholder name is John Dungeons & Dragons on D&D Beyond, but... So, yeah, I mean, if they end up calling her Cock and Balls or something cool, like Nova, then, like, you know what, I'm just leaving that to fate. But I just, like, I love Stranger Things, and I kind of love the, like, in the first season with, like, them finding Eleven. I'm hoping that, like, that's, like, kind of the vibe.
When I was imagining...
I think I might play her British. Ooh, what do you
Oh,
think?
love. In the Stranger Things-esque of it, when Eleven goes to that restaurant and the cook kind of just like sits her down and is like quiet with her, or even like Hopper in the way he's like she's fucking weird, but I'm gonna adapt and we're gonna learn to like live together and have like a good
Egos.
I'm gonna make her Egos. I was like, I could see, because I am playing a Goliath, and I'm like, I could see us being like big guy, freaky girl, like besties.
Aww, that would be so cute. Aww.
Yeah.
I really want them to share a pod together, because like I guess like from how Andy described the combat is that like they're gonna be fighting in the spaceship, and like the clerics are healing the ship and all of that, and so then there's kind of like you could be there's like gunners, and then there's engineers, there's the captain, and there's also the dog fighter. And then the dog fighter was kind of described as like they get in these pods and they like go up close and personal to the threats and they fight them. So then we decided that we were going to be dog fighters, because those were it was like that, or like something else that were like, I think it was like engineers were like the only like jobs left. And so I was like, oh my god, like we should just have our characters share a little pod together and have them fight together. So she's just gonna be like, I'm gonna climb in with you.
Let's do it. I'm so excited.
It's gonna be fun, but yeah, we don't know these people, so hopefully they're nice. If they're not nice, then that's what'll happen. I do love having this app. I really want gunshot sound effects on Discord now.
Yeah, I will add one for sure.
Yippee!
Yippee!
I can't see the yippee one that you keep using.
Oh, yeah, it's because it's my friend's Discord. If you join it, you can get it.
I joined just for the... Whose server is it, Zoe's?
Yeah.
Okay, I might have to.
Yeah, she's got some good ones.
Speaking of good ones, rounding this back to TikTok, did you see that TikTok of that Dungeons & Dragons party that hired that Major League Baseball mascot to come play with them?
That is a dream. That is so fucking fun.
Yes, and then people were asking, like, if the mascot talked during the game, and I don't know if, like, they ever gave an answer, but I think that they said that, the mascot was playing a paladin, and, like, in the TikTok, there's just, like, clips of him rolling, like, the dice and him actually playing with them. It's so funny. But it only had, like, 3,000 likes. Like, it hasn't blown up. I'm like,
that's
why?
crazy.
It's like the Dungeons and Dragons thing. I'm like, why isn't this in the New Yorker? Time out. Get on this.
No, that's crazy.
Tell the news.
Run this on Fox.
Someone call the president. Guys, I figured out how we stop the war. We have to get a Major League Baseball mascot to go stop the war.
I think we need to be using Dungeons and Dragons and mascots as a concept way more. Yes. I need so much more of this. I need, like, games like themed around mascots that are fighting to be the best mascot. Like I need like more.
Yeah, you've played a mascot before.
I have played a mascot. I do think the idea of playing a mascot's fun.
I did like your mascot.
Boston and ability.
Boston and ability, and he painted himself blue, and he only had the devil mascot head because he couldn't afford the rest of the costume.
And he was wearing jean cutoffs.
What a man!
What a man! I miss him.
I miss him. Come back, call me. Yeah, if you could call any mascot to play Dungeons and Dragons with, who would you have?
Oh, that's a great question.
It could even be like a fast food franchise.
Oh. Does
Oh,
Arby's
Jack in
have
the
a
Box.
mascot? Oh, we'd have to do Jack in the Box.
Yeah. Oh,
We'd
Jack in the Box
have
would be
to.
good. I think
We have-
Arby's is just a hat and
Yeah.
diarrhea.
Hey, keep Arby's name out your goddamn mouth.
Wait, do you like Arby's?
I'm a secret Arby's supporter. Listen, I think you have to order right. And I don't think people know what to order when they go. And so they think it's just gross. And I'm like, you just don't know what to order.
Okay, so that's like basically if you're going to a fast food restaurant and and almost everything on the menu is inedible, that's like going to I feel like that's like going to the hospital and being like, you just need to know which surgery to ask for. It's
Okay.
Like, you're a hospital, you should know.
Okay, my thing with this, and I'm gonna say Chick-fil-A. How much is on the menu of Chick-fil-A and how many people just get chicken nuggets or a chicken sandwich, you know? And then on the chicken nuggets or the chicken sandwich, you have to add your own sauce.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with Arby's. Arby's, there's all the shit on the menu. Bare bones, whatever, the regular sandwich, okay? You add a little bit of that Arby's sauce, that shit's straight gas. Their mozzarella sticks are fire. They have potato sidecakes. They're like thick McDonald's hash browns.
Ooh.
Their curly fries are, I think, ranked best curly fries for fast food. Arby's is so slept on, and people just aren't realizing. I'm so ride or die for Arby's.
Mm-hmm. Every time I've seen an Arby's sandwich, it's looked like a vagina to me.
Yeah, it's roast beef for sure, but it's gas. It's gas.
It's literal gas.
It's literal gas.
It's giving you the toots.
It doesn't, though. I guess unless you have
Really?
stomach problems.
Yeah, this is a Dungeons and Dragons podcast. We talked about Star Wars, World War II, American Hero. But back to the mascot thing though. I think I would pick Gritty.
Okay, like McDonald's.
No, like Gritty, like the hockey team mascot. The orange.
Oh, yes. I was thinking.
Oh, that'd be Grimace.
Yes, I was like grim. I was like, there was one from McDonald's.
Was there anything else that you wanted to discuss
I don't.
besides your parents' divorce?
Besides my parents' divorce, well, it all started when I was 3 years old, so I guess we can start there. No, I don't think I got anything else.
Well, thanks for listening, gang. You can catch us every Friday. Check us out on YouTube, Spotify, and TikTok.
I also stream live on Twitch, max_vibes. Weeknights, 7:30 p.m. PST.
And everybody go show John Dungeons and Dragons some love on Reddit. Go support him. Or comment on our TikTok showing him some love.
Absolutely.
All right, thanks, guys. Bye.
Thanks, guys. Bye.